Coach Venables on our staff. I mean, there's about 2 or 3 of those guys around the country that are just, above everyone else and kind of a league of their own. And Bud Foster's been in that top group for a long time.
You went up against him twice in 2011 and, of course, last year. How much has he changed, if at all, over the years? Is he conceptually, his style pretty consistent over the years?
Yeah, I think philosophy is very similar. You see a lot of the same stuff. He has, as everyone does, just like we do offensively, even though we may have the same philosophy and kind of foundation of the offense, we're going to kind of tinker with some things here and there each year just to kind of stay ahead of the game, and he's done that as well. He's definitely added some wrinkles and a few things that maybe have hurt him in the past. He has the answers to those now. But yeah, there's no doubt we've had some really good battles with those guys in the past. I mean, last year was a great game, going back and forth, and I expect nothing less this game. But, yeah, it's definitely a challenge, and one our players and coaches will be looking forward to.
Has Travis earned a few more carries, in your opinion? And do you think you'll see him play a little bit more of a role early on in this football game?
Yeah, I mean, I think I got the same question from my wife when I got home. So, but Travis, he's obviously a special talent, and tell you what, I enjoy. I don't do this very much, but I enjoy going to watch his post-game press conferences afterwards. Just because he's such a honest and humble young man. He's just a perfect fit for our program and what we want to be about here at Clemson. But there's no doubt. I mean, I think going into the season, we knew we had maybe 2 or 3 experienced guys, and then you had Travis, who was a talented guy that really had to grow and develop and had to kind of see how that goes. And now after 4 games, I think Travis has definitely earned his stripes, and I feel like we've got a really good situation at running back. I feel like we've got 4 guys that have the knowledge and ability to be a starter. And there's no doubt, C.J. Fuller's done a good job for us. We've won a lot of games with him in the past. Unfortunately, he put the ball on the ground, and something he'll have to work on. He'll get corrected. Adam Choice is a guy that's been coming back from injury. It was good to see him have a nice touchdown run. But I think Taven, Feaster, and Travis, have both kind of elevated themselves a little bit above the rest. And I think as we go forward, those guys will get more opportunities, and it's going to be fun to watch. But really, there's not one guy in that group that has is best in every area. I think it's each guy has kind of their strengths, and so we're going to need all 4 of those guys as the season goes. I mean, it's no different than when Renfro comes out and Trevion Thompson comes in and makes a play. We feel like one of the strengths of this offense this year is our depth. But Travis and Taven, I thought Taven did a really good job in his first start, and had some nice runs in there, ran the ball hard. But there's no doubt Travis and Taven have taken that next step, and we're going to get more opportunities, and will be fun to watch.
Jeff, how do you balance that in the game plan? Your guys at receiver didn't have to worry the last few years. They knew balls were coming their way. Now you guys are running for almost 300 yards in 3 of the 4 games. How do you balance that offensive identity?
I think what we like to say is we want to be able to do both, and we say each week that the defense has to choose how they want to lose. They want to lose quickly or a slow death, and we feel like if the teams come up and press us, then it'll be a pretty quick scenario, and that's really what happened 2 years ago. They came in here, and I believe we threw for 420 yards and really started connecting in the second half. And now 2 years later, they chose to play us a little different. And I've been really pleased with really the mindset of our guys, the receivers. They understand, this week it could be exactly opposite. These guys are going to come challenge us in man coverage, and, we could have to rely a lot more on the pass. And so I think because of the success that we've had, these guys have seen that each week could be different, and some weeks you're going to be counted on more than others. But still, even with running for all those yards, there were several key third down hookups with the quarterbacks and wideouts that if we don't make those, then then it could be a whole different ball game. So, you know, I think the number one thing that helps with that is the culture that Coach Sweeney's developed at Clemson. I mean, there's very, very, very little, if any, entitlement, and that's something that makes me really happy to get up and go to work and be around this group, because they truly believe in team success over individual success. And in 2017, that's hard to find, and that's rare. But I also think that's one reason that we've had the level of consistency that we've had.
Jeff, what's your take on the screen game so far?
Yeah, that's an area that we need to improve in. You know, we got blown up there twice. You know, one of them was a high throw and kind of threw us into the defender, and then the other one, you know, Ray got knocked back and really should have cut the defender. You know, that's been a good part of who we've been, and you know, that's an area that we want to improve on here as we go forward, and definitely we'll be spending some time here over the next couple of weeks working on that.
With Travis and Xavier maybe separating themselves a little bit, do you say anything to Adam with CJ to make sure those guys stay engaged, especially when CJ had kind of the game he did Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, I think those guys know. I mean, Tony Elliott does a great job in his room, and as a position coach, you're kind of in charge of your room and the culture in your room and all those type of things. And Tony does an excellent job with those backs. And you know, CJ, you know, and Adam, they can see the talent that they have, and that's what everybody that comes to Clemson, they know that. I mean, T. Higgins right now is third-team 9-man. He's probably one of the number one, if not the best wide receiver in the country last year. So these guys know when they come to Clemson that they're going to be, you know, in a talented room. And each year we're going to go out and continue to sign guys. But I think those guys also know that they have a spot on this team. And, you know, it's not it's a week-by-week deal. And really whoever's kind of playing the best that week will get opportunities the next week. But it's a long season, and those guys are very valuable, and they know that. And Coach Elliott does a great job in that room with that group. And that group is a very close group as well. You know, they've got really good chemistry. You know, they've helped Travis a lot, trying to learn everything so fast. And you know, it's fun for me to see those guys celebrate with Travis after a couple of those touchdown runs on the sideline.
Feaster seemed like he had a few really key blocks in the last game. Is it to the point now where he's maybe kind of figured it out, that portion of the game?
Yeah, I think you see him playing with a lot more confidence. I mean, I think we knew coming out of high school what he had the ability to do, but I think for him it was kind of figuring it all out. And like you said, you know, Taven's ran the ball really well, but we've been really pleased with how he's played without the ball in pass protection, which is a huge thing for us and what we do offensively. But you can just tell watching him on the field on game day and then going back watching the video, you can just see his confidence is at a whole new level, and that's allowing him to execute, be where he's supposed to be, and make good decisions. And that's one reason that he, you know, went out there with that first group last week.
I know Dion maybe hadn't put up the numbers some people expected. Were you pleased overall with how he's doing?
Yeah, I am. You know, and that's like I said, you know, kind of going back to that last question. You know, he's a guy that he's running hard in the fourth quarter, regardless of how many touches he's got. And hey, it's a long year. We're going to be leaning on him a lot as this year goes, and he knows that. But you know, even though the production stat line through 4 games wouldn't show it, he's playing his best ball. He's graded out in the 90s or high 80s each week. So I'm excited for what's to come for him here as we go down the stretch.
Jeff, I know it's early in the season, plenty of football left, but at the end of a Saturday, do you sit there and look at other ACC results and say, wow, Florida State lost again, or NC State, we better be worried? Do you size up where you guys are and what may be coming down the road at all?
Maybe for about 10 minutes watching the highlights. I mean, and to be honest, you know, the way these games have gone, you get home late. As soon as I got home, my daughter Savannah had her second birthday Sunday, so I had to grade my video Saturday night. So as soon as I got home at 9 o'clock, I was grading my video while the highlights were rolling in the living room on the TV. So, you know, you don't get caught up in that because, as you know, it's a long season, and you know, there's a lot of circumstances, you know, in each of those games that, you know, you can't really spend too much time. I mean, basically what we know is we're going to have to earn it every week. You know, there's there's not going to be any year where you're just going to have a bunch of gimmies on the schedule, and I think there's a lot to be said for the ACC, not just us and Florida State and Louisville, but there's a lot of improved teams in our league, and each. I mean, this was a great example this week. Boston College. I mean, their defense, they played very, very well, and we were fortunate to really get it going in the fourth quarter. And so I think our guys know, that they're going to have to come out each week. I can remember whenever I was a young kid on the sidelines at Florida State. My dad was coaching back there in the late '80s and early '90s. I mean, really, there was about 2 games a year, and every other game you went out there, you knew you were going to win. It was just by how much. But I think the parity in college football is probably at an all-time high right now, which is great for the game. And I think that's one reason, the ratings and all that. I mean, each week you never know what you're going to get, and that makes it fun. But we know we got a challenging road, but we obviously can't look past Blacksburg at 8 o'clock here Saturday night.
Did you have time to watch Deshaun at all yesterday?
We did. We were in we always start at 4 o'clock in the staff meeting, and we were in there a little bit early watching, and I believe we turned it off when the Patriots had the ball at the 2-minute warning on about a 3rd and 10. So we felt pretty good that Houston was going to pull it out. About an hour and a half later, when we left the meeting, we looked at our phone and said, well, Tom Brady happened again. But, I mean, obviously very pleased and happy for Deshaun, not surprised at all. And that's what, all of us that knew Deshaun and have watched him for 3 years, we're trying to tell all the pro scouts that, hey, this guy's different, he's special, and would love for him to get that done against the Patriots, but it's only a matter of time. He's going to do great things for Houston.